Yeah, I'm not going to talk about consciousness today. And if you notice my eye is red, don't worry about it. It's all just fine. I just happen to have a red eye from doing a little bit too much lifting, and it just got red. It will go away in another 2 weeks. So just ignore that. But we're going to talk about Memorial Day, and we're going to talk about um, the background of that because it's very important. Um, the For most people, it's just the first 3-day weekend of the summer for a lot of people. But what it's about is our veterans who are fallen, those who are gone. And it's not just the first 3-day weekend of the summer. Like James said, he's got 3 barbecues to get to. A lot of people, it's the opening day of summer. It also didn't used to be on Monday. It was always on the 30th of May. But I'll review a little history of it, and as I go through it, because that's just fun to do. There's like 20 towns in the United States who claim to have invented Memorial Day. And the group with the best claim, however, is a group of Black soldiers who sort of went and rescued the slaves who were imprisoned near Charleston, South Carolina. And they held a memorial 3 weeks after the surrender as a group. So they have the earliest claim at having started this tradition. However, back then, in the Civil War, we had 630,000 people die in a country of 31 million people. And that means one person in every 50 died, was killed in that war. And that doesn't even count the slaves that died. It just counts the military. 1 in 50. So everybody knew several people who died. And so there were memorials going on all over the country. That's how you get 20 towns to say, we did it first, and all that. And I don't think anyone holding a memorial had any idea of a national holiday. I think everybody was just having a memorial. Blanca mentioned losing a brother. When you lose somebody, it's pretty devastating, and it gets to you, and you have to work around that over time. And I believe that the whole country was in sorrow. So where it actually started really doesn't matter. Officially, John A. Logan, he's a former congressman who was a general during the war. He had a parade in 1868, and that's the first continuous known beginning of this holiday, which did not become an official holiday until 1971. It was a holiday in various states officially, but not a national holiday. And it became a national holiday with that law that created the Monday holidays. It's called the Monday Holiday Law in 1968, which moved all the holidays to Monday. And I didn't like that one very much myself because my birthday is Lincoln's birthday, February the 12th. And suddenly Lincoln's birthday didn't exist anymore. Neither did Washington's birthday. They were called President's birthday, which is, I think, the third Monday in February. So my birthday got trash canned. And always before that, it was a California holiday. We got it off from school and everything else. It was great fun. My birthday was a holiday. So I didn't like that. But anyway, Memorial Day moved on from that, and it was official holiday in most of the northern states by 1890. In the southern states, they celebrated different days for the southern soldiers in the Confederacy. And they celebrated days like Jefferson Davis' birthday, the day that Stonewall Jackson was killed, that sort of thing. So they all had different dates all over the South. And then the World War I came along, and the poppies and Flanders Fields. And if you haven't yet been to Flanders, when you have the chance, I suggest you go. It's absolutely amazing. Flanders is a place where all the people died in the trenches in World War I, and the whole place was just one completely blown up area. It's in Belgium, northern Belgium, is where Flanders is. And anyway, in 1915, the following spring, poppies began to grow all over the fields, and so Guy wrote a poem about that. The Canadian Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, he wrote a poem about the poppies, and it's called. It was at the Second Battle of Ypres, Ypres. It looks like wipers. It's Ypres, and the flowers. And he wrote the poem in Flanders Fields. And then we started selling poppies. You'll see people in American Legion and other organizations selling poppies on Memorial Day weekend, and you wonder, what's that about? They're just wearing those little poppies around. It's about our fallen comrades. People see me when I'm wearing my baseball hat that says U.S. Navy veteran, and they say, "Oh, thanks for your service." And I always tear up. I want to say to them, "Don't thank me. Thank my fallen comrades who fell, the ones who died, the ones who aren't here. Thank them, because I'm still here. You know, I served, and after I served, I got the GI Bill to go to college, all that kind of stuff. I got my benefits. Their benefit was a pine box, or maybe just a body bag, and that's all they got out of that. And those are who you have to remember, the fallen comrades. That's what Memorial Day is all about. And to spiritualists, this is a very important time, a very important holiday, because we're talking about fallen comrades. It's not about 4th of July, which is about freedom. It's not about Thanksgiving, which is we're thankful for the bounty and what providence brings us. It's about fallen spirits, people who are passed on, who are still alive. So it should be the most important holiday for spiritualists. It's really a time when you need to consider all the people who what we call gave the last full measure of devotion so that you could be free, because freedom isn't free. It requires the blood of people keeping freedom free. And so we go through our little thing here with COVID, and everybody's scared, and they're all worried about, oh, I might catch this horrible disease. If everyone caught COVID, everyone in the country, and if it was as lethal as it is to people who are older and are compromised, that have cancer or diabetes or something that's compromised their system, if it was as lethal as it is to them, then as many of us would die as died in the Civil War. 2 people out of 100, or 1 out of 50. That's how bad COVID would be. But we have vaccinations, and we have ways to avoid getting this thing, and it has not affected all these many people. And yet we're very fearful of it. And I think, gee, when I finished high school, the draft said, hey, we're going to send you to Vietnam and shoot you. Isn't that nice? Nothing you can do about it. We're going to draft you and send you to Vietnam. Well, I joined the Navy, so they couldn't put me in a foxhole. You know, the Navy was 4 years, and getting drafted was 2 years. But we had to face that, and no choice. You're going to get drafted. Nothing you can do about it. We couldn't wear a face mask. We couldn't do something to get out of it. They were going to kill us, and they killed a lot of my friends, and they came back in boxes. And then the worst part of that, when they came back, and when we came back, those of us who survived came back, we walked down the street, people here in California would spit on us. They didn't like the military drafting the boys. So they wouldn't like the boys when the boys came back, because they represented the military. They were wearing uniforms. Today, they thank us for our service, but they didn't then. And we had to come back and live through that. And that's what Memorial Day is about, is what it did to those who died and what it did to those who stayed here. Some of them have scars they still carry. So we need to remember not just the fallen, but also those who are um, disabled. They're veterans too. They lost an arm or a leg instead of a life. All of those people need to be remembered on Memorial Day. But for spiritualists, it's important because there are so many people, so many spirits who have passed on, who are important to us, who we miss. And so many of us now have moved on from just remembering the veterans to remembering all of our people who have passed. And so a lot of families go to the cemetery and decorate the graves. It was originally called Decoration Day rather than Memorial Day. It was called Decoration Day because it was in spring and everybody could get flowers and go put them on the graves. The American Legion goes around and puts flags on all the graves that are forgotten. I mean, who's still going to the grave of someone who died in the Spanish-American War, let's say, or the Civil War? Do you even know where your ancestor or relative who fought in that war is buried? So those graves don't get decorated, and the American Legion goes around and puts flags on them. So I just wanted to talk about that with you for a moment, about what it means to each of us and what we forget. We think, oh, a 3-day holiday. We can go out, we can go camping together, we can go picnicking together, we can go for a boat trip. Yeah, we're here to remember. This holiday is to remember those who died. So it's okay if you don't have a veteran. Remember, if you remember your own family member, like Blanca's brother. You remember the person that you're missing. That's what it's about. It's really a spiritualist holiday. It's about knowing that their consciousness survives and that we can remember them, and remembering that they passed on. Now, on the other hand, while we're thinking about this, as spiritualists, we don't really know if maybe it's better over there than it is here. They gave the last full measure of devotion, but they got to go over there. Now, that could be a better deal than what we've got here. I'm not advocating suicide. Don't misunderstand how I'm saying this. We don't know what the afterlife is really like. We can't describe it in great detail. We know that it's there. We get messages back from people on that side. And oftentimes I'll ask something about it, and Helen will tell me, I can't tell you that. Those are exact words. I can't tell you that. And that's because we're blocked while we're here, knowing what the afterlife is like. But it may be just better than it is here, and I suspect it actually is. So most of us aren't willing to run out there and check that out, run over there and check it out. But I suspect it's better than it is here. And so this holiday, which memorializes the passing of people, should be the most important holiday that we have all year long. And so that's about what I have to say about it. It's a wonderful holiday. We should remember it as spiritualists, and we should take away from this holiday gratitude for the fact that we are free, and that those people who gave their lives in the various wars, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam, Civil War, Spanish-American War, there's a series of wars that people were called to go and fight in, and they gave their lives. And we should remember all of those people who passed because they gave us the freedom that we have. Instead of just thinking, oh, I have my rights. I can walk across the street in front of that car. Watch this. We're pretty arrogant sometimes when we are, and we should take this day to be grateful that those people paid the highest price we can pay in this life so that we could be free, so we could have our freedom, so we have the ability to move forward, that we have the ability to go out to dinner again, that we can open up again from the COVID, from worrying about it. We have that freedom because people died. And we don't need to worry so much about our own death, and instead be grateful for what we've been given because of other people's deaths. So that's really what I had to say. I just wanted to share. This is the day of the year when we think about that. We think about what others gave and what others' lives meant to us. If you have like Blanca's brother, what did his life mean to her? And that's what she needs to think on. That's what we each need to think on when we have a person who departed recently that was close to us. What did their life mean? What did our relationship to them mean? That's what it's about. And we can talk to them. Remember, we can always talk to the people that have passed on. They're still out there for us. And that's what we're going to do next, is talk to them. Let them talk to us. So that's what I wanted to share is, remember, it's not just a 3-day weekend. It's not just getting together with family. It's about those who died for you. Thank you.